What's up, y'all, and welcome back to Dad Needs to Talk. I'm your host, Robert, and today we're talking about Usotoki Rhetoric. Now, this is a slightly older series that just recently got a English print. So, the story and art is done by Ritsu Miyako, and it is published by One Piece Books. So, this series, like I said, it's a little bit older series. It ran from, and it's already finished in Japan, so it ran from 2012 to 2018 across 10 volumes, 50 chapters in total. So pretty short series, which, hey, I enjoy some of those from time to time. But the thing that grabbed my attention on it is, of course, y'all know, first thing is a intriguing cover and a unique name. But the basic setup and premise for this story is that it follows this young girl who's on the cover named Kanako Urabe, who she's 16 years old. This takes place in the early 1920s, or I guess the late 1920s, 1926, during the Showa era in Japan. And the very interesting thing about Urabe is that she can hear lies. And what I mean by that is that when you speak a lie, it sounds different to her, so that way she's able to distinguish when somebody is lying or not. And of course, somebody young having this ability, it's going to cause some problems. And so pretty much so when she was younger, she ends up pretty much telling everybody, like, yeah, I can tell when you're lying and da-da-da-da. But of course, that causes problems for her family. Her mother's getting death threats and notes like, hey, leave this town, be gone. So Arabe decides, you know what? I don't want to cause any more trouble. I'ma just leave and go find somewhere new to stay where nobody would know me. And on her journey to find somewhere new, she ends up meeting our other main character named Soma Iwa, who happens to be a detective. Now, those two elements alone was enough to intrigue me of having, like I said, this young lady who can hear lies, and then she ends up meeting this detective. And things kind of go from there to where she ends up eventually becoming his assistant and helping him on cases. And so far in this first volume, which I think it was like 4 chapters, I believe, in this first volume, but they're all very long chapters. It's about close to a 200-page volume. But I did enjoy the couple of cases that they went on. Just because of the situations that they were in and how they got resolved. Because, slight spoiler, but the detective, he ends up finding out about her ability, but he is a type of, you know what, I would kind of put him in the same, maybe not 100%, but kind of slightly in the same realm as like what is his name? Why am I blanking on his name? Reagan from Mob Psycho. Not 100% because this dude legit, he legit has the skills he claimed he has, but he's kind of a show-offy character in some aspects, and he loves him some money. And so of course he's using her ability, kind of like Reagan is with Mob, to get some money and stuff. But like I said, this guy actually does have the detective skills to back up what he claims and what he does. And so far, like I said, this first volume is just kind of these characters just kind of like first meeting each other, and us kind of getting a mix of some silly moments, but also some serious moments mixed in there as well. Because hey, when trouble's afoot and there's actually some cases to solve, things do get serious, and the characters do take the cases very seriously. But there is still some fun and lighthearted moments along the way. You know, uh, the guy using the girl to kind of like hustle people on the street corner, basically doing like the whole like, hey, you know, which hand is the thing you're holding in, and you know she kind of does like a thing with her hands where it's like, okay, if it's like, you know, one way it means they're lying, and if it's another way it means they're telling the truth. And so they're pulling little shenanigans and stuff like that, but they end up being a very cool dynamic duo. And like I said, the couple of cases that they go on were both very interesting and heartwarming in some ways, just because, you know, they aren't they aren't aiming to destroy these people that they are exposing per se, at least like not in all the cases. And so they have some compassion with certain situations, because, you know, a character might lie for because they're trying to avoid causing trouble for somebody else, or they're actually trying to help out somebody, but you know they're just trying to handle the situation on their own. And so you kind of have those situations to where it's like, okay, on the surface it's like, yes, they're lying, but digging deeper into the motives of the person, it's just very fascinating to see. And just also with the detective Iwa, also him kind of taking time to help Arabe kind of figure out her abilities and stuff for her, because yes, people have known about her abilities and stuff before, but they just immediately shun her or try to avoid her. He's actually embracing her abilities and kind of, like I said, like basically like putting them through their paces of like, okay, what things can you tell if somebody is lying? Like, okay, do you have to see the person? Do you have to be in the same room? Can they ask a question a certain way to where you wouldn't be able to tell? And so yeah, so like I said, it's just like a very interesting setup, and I'm curious to see like where things go from here. Like I said, especially because it's not a super long series, and I don't really necessarily know like if there is like a main goal per se. But like I said, just following these characters on their little adventures and stuff is something that I feel like is worth checking out. So, like I said, Usotoki Rhetoric from One Piece Books, and once again written by Ritsu Miyako. Like I said, older series, but still very good. Oh, and of course, how could I forget to mention this series has some very pretty and detailed art that just like really stands out. Oops, let me see if I can find. And this was like another page that I really enjoyed the art and stuff of. But yeah, so very beautiful art wise, and like I said, just some very curious setups and situations and stuff. So, but that's all I have for this one. Thank you so much for watching and or listening. If you have, let me know if you've already heard of this series before, because like I said, with it being an older series, maybe you've at least heard of it or checked it out. If you have, hey, let me know. And if not, or are you interested in checking it out? As always, thank you so much for watching and or listening, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Y'all be easy. Peace.